tragic life of Hubert Green ended on June 19, 2018, when the Hall of Fame golfer finally lost his 15-year battle with throat cancer at age 71. But calling his life tragic misses the bigger picture. This is the story of a man who faced death twice and won both times. His courage under pressure became legendary. His fight against cancer inspired thousands. Hubert Green's health nightmare began in 2003 during a routine dental visit. His dentist noticed unusual swelling on the back of his tongue. What followed was a diagnosis that would define the next 15 years of his life: stage 4 throat cancer. The treatment was brutal. Green endured what doctors called a very difficult and painful regimen of radiation and chemotherapy throughout the summer of 2003. His body withered under the assault. His weight dropped from a healthy 165 pounds to just 143 pounds. The cancer had attacked his left tonsil and the back of his tongue. By the end of 2003, doctors declared the cancer in remission. Green began the slow process of rebuilding his strength and regaining weight. Most people would have retired quietly. Not Hubert Green. In 2004, he returned to competitive golf on the Champions Tour. His comeback was so inspiring that he won the Champions Tour Comeback Player of the Year award. The following year, at the 2005 Masters Tournament, he received the prestigious Ben Hogan Award for continuing to play golf despite his serious illness. But the public comebacks masked a darker reality. Even during periods of apparent recovery, Green remained weak. He struggled to eat solid food. His voice changed permanently. The cancer treatments had taken their toll in ways that fans never saw. For 15 years, Green fought this disease with what friends called tenacity and grace. He transformed his private pain into public advocacy, working with organizations like the Doberman Head and Neck Cancer Institute to raise awareness about head and neck cancer. The golf community watched as one of their champions slowly weakened. Green continued making public appearances, signing autographs and interacting with fans even as his body betrayed him. His smile remained infectious. His spirit never wavered. When Green finally passed away from complications related to throat cancer on June 19, 2018, the overwhelming sentiment from those who knew him was relief. At least he was out of pain. At least he was no longer suffering. His 15-year battle had finally ended. Before his cancer battle made him a symbol of courage, Green proved his mental toughness in the most extraordinary way possible. The 1977 U.S. Open at Southern Hills Country Club would become golf legend for reasons no one expected. Green was leading the tournament as he walked off the 14th green in the final round. That's when tournament officials and a Tulsa police lieutenant approached him with chilling news. An anonymous caller had phoned in a death threat, explicitly stating that Green would be shot before he reached the 15th green. Most people would have collapsed under such pressure. Officials offered to clear the course of spectators or suspend play until the next day. Green's response revealed the heart of a true competitor. He boldly decided to play on. His reasoning was both shocking and brilliant. On the course, I figured I was already nervous enough that I couldn't get much more nervous. The death threat couldn't make him more anxious than he already was in the heat of competition. If anything, it gave him a strange sense of focus. Green took one precaution. He instructed his caddy, Shane Greer, to keep his distance as they walked up the 15th fairway. He wouldn't put anyone else at risk. On the 15th hole, Green's drive hit a tree. The impact probably saved the ball from going out of bounds. He hit his approach shot to 35 feet and calmly two-putted for par. No incident occurred. He then birdied the 16th hole, taking a two-stroke lead to the 18th tee. Green won his first major championship that day, beating Lou Graham by a single stroke. The person who made the death threat was never found. For years afterward, Green rarely spoke about the incident. He told his caddy, "Shane, don't talk about this. It's not good for golf. We don't want other kooks coming out and doing it." He protected the sport's reputation above his own story. This wasn't just personal courage. Green understood that talking about the threat might encourage copycats. He stayed silent for the greater good of golf, positioning himself as a guardian of the game's integrity. Eventually, later in life, he broke his silence. He shared the story in interviews and during his World Golf Hall of Fame induction speech. By then, enough time had passed. The story became part of golf lore, a testament to unshakable mental strength under the most extreme pressure imaginable. Hubert Green was never simple to understand. He had a competitive temper that could explode without warning, yet he was universally beloved by fans and peers. This contradiction defined his entire career. At the 1985 PGA Championship, Green's frustration with the course conditions boiled over. During the final round, he vocally complained about what he called inconsistent greens. His anger escalated until he was openly yelling at a PGA official, demanding answers about the hard greens. His playing partner, Lee Trevino, even told him to calm down. But here's what made Green special. Despite being livid, he immediately chipped in for a crucial birdie. His anger didn't hurt his performance. It fueled it. Green's golf swing was as unique as his personality. He played with low hands and a quick tempo that looked completely unorthodox. Green himself admitted he looked at his swing on film once and almost got sick. Sports writer Jim Murray famously wrote that his swing looked like a drunk trying to find a keyhole in the dark. Yet this unusual technique worked because Green never stopped working to improve it. His father had taught him a simple principle. If you're digging a ditch, dig a good ditch. Whatever you're doing, do the best you can. Green spent countless hours on the practice range, making his unorthodox swing repeatable and effective. His humor was as sharp as his competitive edge. When Lanny Wadkins complained about a difficult lie in deep rough at the 1974 U.S. Open, Green delivered a perfect comeback. It couldn't have been too bad. I could still see your knees. But Green's greatest quality was his professional accountability. At the 1978 Masters, he faced a critical 3-foot birdie putt on the final hole that would have forced a playoff with Gary Player. Just as he was about to stroke the putt, a radio announcer's voice distracted him. Green missed the putt and lost the tournament. His response revealed his character. He never blamed the announcer. His reasoning was profound. Only an amateur would have been put off by the interruption or would try to make excuses about it. This wasn't just sportsmanship. It was a philosophy of personal responsibility that shaped his entire approach to competition. Despite his fiery moments, Green was consistently described as a true gentleman and class act. He genuinely enjoyed interacting with fans. Stories abound of him autographing golf balls for children without being asked, creating lifelong fans with simple acts of kindness. When tributes poured in after his death, the overwhelming theme was his character. He was remembered as a man of integrity, dignity, and authenticity. Hubert Green's impact extended far beyond his 19 PGA Tour victories and 2 major championships. His public battle with cancer became a platform for something greater than golf. Organizations like the Doberman Head and Neck Cancer Institute explicitly thanked Green for helping bring awareness to head and neck cancer. His personal suffering had transformed into public service. By fighting his disease so publicly and gracefully, he gave a human face to a terrible illness. The tributes that poured in after his death revealed the depth of his impact. Fans didn't just remember his golf shots. They remembered personal interactions. They recalled how his smile was permanent, enveloping, infectious, comforting, and radiating. They talked about feeling like they had lost a friend, not just a golfer. Green had become more than an athlete. He was a role model who showed how to face adversity with dignity. His 15-year cancer battle demonstrated the same mental toughness that allowed him to play through a death threat. He never gave up. He never stopped fighting. His willingness to continue playing golf while battling cancer inspired countless others facing their own health challenges. His advocacy work helped fund research and support for head and neck cancer patients. His legacy lives on in the lives he touched and the awareness he raised. Hubert Green died at age 71, but his story isn't tragic. It's triumphant. He faced death twice and won both times. He won by playing through a death threat to capture a major championship. He won by turning his cancer battle into a force for good that helped others. That's not tragedy, that's heroism.